Chosen ones, this isn't just another video. This is your confirmation, your clapback, and their worst nightmare wrapped into one. Because every time they tried to bury you in confusion, lies, and silence, you multiplied. You didn't just survive what they threw at you. You became stronger because of it. And now, they're watching in disbelief as the same storm they hoped would destroy you is fueling your rise. You've been dragged, doubted, and dissected by people who never had the range to understand your depth. They plotted in shadows, spoke in venom, tested your silence, thinking it was weakness. But here's the irony. Everything they used to try to stop you is now turning against them. They created chaos, and now they're choking on it. Because when you're chosen, your elevation doesn't need applause. It echoes in results. And that sound, it's haunting them. Every win you collect is a mirror to their failure. Every door that opens for you is a reminder that their schemes collapsed before they ever took shape. You are not here by accident. This moment, this exact second, was always part of a higher sequence. You're not becoming powerful. You already are. That's why they can't relax around you. Your energy exposes deception without saying a word. You're the kind of presence that triggers demons in people who thought they hid them well. So if you're done dimming your light to make others comfortable, this is your confirmation. Like this video, subscribe to this channel, and drop 77 in the comments if you know the shift has already started. This platform exists to reflect the truth no one else will say, that being chosen isn't just a gift, it's a threat to everything false. Before moving ahead, let me take a sacred pause to thank every one of you who has supported this mission through Super Thanks. Your act of giving isn't just generosity. It's a signal from the spirit realm that you recognize this calling, that you're not just hearing the message, you're part of it. Your support turns resistance into reach, silence into strength, and it tells me you're not just surviving, you're standing boldly in the light. And if something deep within you resonates with this truth, if your heart knows you were set apart to rise above every attempt to break you, then take a quiet step of agreement. Comment 999 below. Not for show, but as a silent affirmation that you're in alignment, that you feel the shift, and that you're walking in the protection and power that only the chosen carry. Number 1. Stop thinking you're waiting. You've already been marked for movement. Before we continue unfolding what's been waiting in your spirit, let me speak from a place of deep gratitude. To every single soul who has supported this mission through Super Thanks, you didn't just give, you aligned. You didn't just press a button. You made a declaration that says, I see the truth, and I choose to carry it forward. Your contribution, whether big, small, or silent, has become part of the ripple that's reaching chosen ones in places we may never physically touch. And yet, the energy is still moving. That's not just support. That's spiritual synchronization. But let me also say this. Even if you haven't given financially, your presence here means everything. Your attention, your heart, your willingness to show up in this moment, that alone is a seed. And that seed is speaking volumes to the unseen realms. Because when chosen ones gather like this, intentionally, silently, with full awareness, things begin to shift, and shift fast. Now, I want you to do something small, but powerful. Pause, take a breath, And if something inside you is already buzzing with truth, if your chest feels like it's catching up to something your spirit already knew, I want you to mark this moment. Comment 999 below, not for attention, not for numbers, but for agreement. That number is a signal, not just of completion, but of activation. It means you've exited survival and entered purpose. It means the version of you that once hesitated is no longer driving the wheel. Because right now, as we speak, timelines are bending. The things you once had to chase are now orbiting closer, drawn by the gravity of your alignment. The desires you once whispered about, they've heard you. The doors you thought were locked, they've been watching you. And now, finally, they're responding. The veil is lifting. The distractions are dissolving. The clutter is being cleared. This isn't future talk. This is now. You are not becoming aligned, you are alignment. Your energy is the map. Your decisions are the catalyst. Your presence is the permission. So stay here, stay grounded, because the shift isn't coming. It's already begun. And chosen one, this time, you're not going to miss it. Number 2. Don't confuse delay with denial. The silence was strategy. Chosen one, let's clear something up. The silence wasn't rejection, it was calibration. You weren't being ignored, you were being positioned. The world tried to convince you that your slow season was proof you weren't chosen. But the truth is, your stillness was sacred. While they were scrambling for attention, you were being equipped in private. And now the shift is exposing the difference. Delay is how the universe hides those who are too powerful to be revealed prematurely. Your name was never forgotten. It was being whispered in places your feet hadn't even touched yet. The silence around you was protection. While others were out there moving loudly and aimlessly, you were standing still for a reason. Your pause was purpose. You were being trained in precision, so when your time came, you'd strike with accuracy. See, when you're truly chosen, you don't beg for timing. You become the timing. That no wasn't final. It was divine redirection. That silence wasn't empty. It was filled with preparation, alignment, and unseen orchestration. They thought the lack of noise meant you faded, but the truth is, your silence was louder than their chaos. Chosen one, you're not delayed. You're right on cue. Number 3. Quit holding back. The window for breakthrough is closing fast. Chosen one, this is not the season to play small. This is not the time to shrink, hesitate, or wait for someone else to validate what you already know in your spirit. That hesitation you're feeling, that urge to overthink, to delay, to stay quiet, it's a trap, a distraction, a final test disguised as caution. Because the window for your breakthrough isn't just opening, it's closing if you don't move. You've spent enough time in preparation, enough time watching others take what should have been yours simply because you were waiting for a perfect sign. But you are the sign. You are the shift. You are the signal that divine timing has arrived. Every moment you second-guess yourself is a moment your enemy celebrates, because your doubt is the only thing strong enough to delay what's already been decided in your favor. There's a momentum right now in the unseen. It's fast, it's fierce, and it won't wait. The opportunity won't knock twice. The path ahead doesn't care about your fear. It only responds to boldness. If you don't act, someone less qualified but more decisive will. And when you see them walk through your door, it'll sting, because you'll know it was yours first. So take the leap, Speak up, apply, post it, say yes, break the pattern. Because if you keep holding back, you're going to miss the moment you've prayed for. And chosen one, you were not built for regrets. You were built to break through. Move now, before that door swings shut. Number 4. Don't curse the fog. It shielded you from premature exposure. Chosen one, let's make this painfully clear. Not every delay was a denial. Some were divine shields. That fog you were walking through, it wasn't confusion. It wasn't punishment. It was protection. You kept trying to push forward, wondering why your clarity wasn't coming, why your breakthrough wasn't snapping into place. But the truth is, you were being hidden on purpose. Not because you were unready, but because they weren't ready for the weight you carry. Sometimes the fog is a gift. It blurred your path so you wouldn't get caught up in counterfeit connections, forced timing, or premature platforms that would have swallowed you whole. You thought you were stuck, but really you were being cloaked, covered by a force that knew exactly when to pull back the curtain. And now, the fog is lifting, slowly, strategically, and it's exposing more than just your next step. It's exposing everyone who was never meant to walk it with you. So stop cursing the silence. Stop fighting the uncertainty. Stop questioning why the visibility was low. The fog wasn't your enemy. It was your filter, and it filtered out distractions, imposters, and anything that couldn't survive in your real season. You're not behind. You've been preserved. And now that preservation is turning into revelation. You're about to step out, fully seen, fully ready, fully undeniable. Number 5. Stop fighting the pressure. It's proof you're about to give birth. Chosen one, listen closely. Pressure doesn't come to break you. It comes to announce you. The tension in your chest, the weight in your spirit, the moments where everything feels too tight, too loud, too much. That's not punishment. That's positioning. Pressure is the final contraction before delivery. It's the universe saying, you're crowning. You see, they want you to think something's wrong with you when things start closing in. But that heaviness you're feeling, it's sacred. It's divine evidence that something massive is about to emerge from within you. That dream you've carried, the one you couldn't shake even when it made no sense, it's not dying, it's dilating. Every delay, every betrayal, every sleepless night was never the end. It was preparation for the push. That's why everything seems like it's pressing you at once, because you're not meant to stay where you are. Pressure forces expansion. It makes sure you don't shrink back into smaller versions of yourself just to make others feel comfortable. And trust me, the same ones who laughed while you labored, they'll be the first to freeze in silence when your breakthrough arrives, screaming. So stop fighting the pressure. Stop questioning if you're strong enough. You wouldn't be feeling this shift unless something inside you was fully formed and ready to be revealed. The pressure isn't your enemy. It's your midwife. And chosen one, this world is about to witness what you've been carrying in silence. Get ready to deliver power. Get ready to show them why you were built different. Number 6. Don't fear the shaking. What's false is being torn down. Chosen one, you're not in chaos, you're in correction. The shaking you're feeling, it's not a sign of something going wrong. It's the sound of everything fake falling apart. The illusions they built, the masks they wore, the games they played. All of it is cracking under the weight of your alignment. The universe is clearing the path, Because what's real can't rise while lies are still standing. You've been sensing the disruption, the distance, the sudden shifts in energy, people disappearing, plans dissolving, relationships collapsing without warning. But hear this loud and clear. This isn't punishment. This is purification. The vibration around you has elevated, and anything that was never meant to go where you're going is being shaken loose. The ones who thought they could keep playing with your energy are getting exposed. The fake support, the backhanded compliments, the manipulative silence, it's all being ripped apart. Because chosen ones don't rise on shaky foundations. You rise on truth. And right now, truth is roaring through your life like an earthquake. Let it fall. Let it crash. Let the discomfort do its work. What remains after the shaking is what's meant to be built upon. You're not losing stability. You're gaining clarity. You're not falling apart. You're finally coming together. This is not destruction. This is divine demolition of what was never yours. So when the ground trembles and the air feels tense, don't shrink. Stand taller. Because what's breaking isn't you. It's every false structure that thought it could contain you. Number 7. Stop calling it a setback. It was a divine pivot all along. Chosen one, they called it a failure. You called it a delay. But the truth? It was never either. What felt like a detour was actually divine choreography. You weren't being pushed back. You were being redirected with precision. The universe didn't block your path. It protected your purpose. That rejection, that door that slammed in your face, the moment you felt like everything was crumbling. It wasn't a collapse. It was a correction. You were being snatched out of timelines that would have drained you, positioned away from people who only loved your potential, not your presence. You thought you were falling behind, but really, you were being sped up in disguise. Because chosen ones don't move like the rest. Your route requires reroutes. Your growth doesn't look clean. It looks disruptive. Your rise doesn't follow rules. It breaks them. Every time something didn't work out, every time you lost what you thought you needed, that was alignment screaming, "Not this way." And now, look at you, wiser, sharper, more locked in than ever. What tried to delay, you actually became your launch pad. You didn't fail, you pivoted. So stop mourning what was never meant to be. It didn't break you, it built you. Number 8. Don't mistake being hidden for being forgotten. You were being weaponized. Chosen one, silence is not the same as absence. Just because they couldn't find you, hear you, or clap for you, doesn't mean you were missing. You weren't being dismissed. You were being sharpened. Behind the curtain, in rooms no one saw, while they thought you were irrelevant, you were being refined into a threat. You were hidden, yes, but not to be overlooked. You were hidden to be undeniable when the time came. Let them laugh. Let them gossip. Let them tell stories about your stillness. But one thing they never understood was this. Chosen ones don't go missing. They go deeper. They go inward to build weapons that can't be seen with the naked eye. Weapons like resilience, discernment, clarity, and precision. Every delay built your range. Every betrayal increased your sight. Every season of invisibility, it was building range while they were showing off noise. The same people who once ignored you will now panic, trying to figure out how you became so untouchable. Because you didn't just grow, you were being armed with truth. And when truth walks into the room, lies scatter without a fight. That's what you carry now. Impact without effort. Presence without performance. So stop shrinking just because you weren't seen. You weren't supposed to be. Not yet. But now, oh, now it's different. Now you are the storm they didn't prepare for. The weapon that doesn't need permission. The shift that doesn't apologize.
You weren't hidden to be safe.
Number 9. Stop treating June like any other month. It's a portal, not a page. Chosen one, if you're still looking at June like it's just another block on the calendar, you're already behind. This month wasn't made to blend in. It was made to break cycles. This isn't just another 30 days passing you by. June is an energetic checkpoint, a spiritual threshold, a portal disguised as routine. And while the rest of the world is distracted with distractions, you are being positioned for a timeline shift that doesn't announce itself. It rai tam chobai matubrai. Fire recognition. The air around you has changed. You feel it, don't you? That pressure in your chest isn't anxiety, it's spiritual contraction. That restlessness in your spirit isn't confusion, it's transition knocking. June is moving differently because you are moving differently. And the ones who miss that truth will keep reliving the same cycles while watching others leap into alignment. You weren't chosen to coast. You were chosen to cross over, to decode the signals no one else sees. This month is filled with hidden instructions, divine blueprints, and rapid acceleration, but only for those who treat it like sacred ground. This is not the time to sleepwalk. This is not the time to numb out or wait and see. You've waited long enough. Now the portal is wide open. So, chosen one, step through it. Speak different. Move different. Expect different. Because this time, the month isn't just passing. It's summoning. And if you don't rise with it, you'll be dragged by what you refuse to outgrow. The June is not just another page. It's a moment of the entire book's eclipse. Number 10. Don't wait for recovery. Restoration has already been released. Chosen one, stop walking like you're still broken. Stop moving like you're still waiting to be healed, fixed, or made whole. The season of waiting is over. The restoration didn't get delayed. It got dispatched. And while your enemies are still trying to calculate how to keep you in pieces, the truth is, you've already been put back together in silence, quietly, powerfully, on a level they'll never understand. You see, when you're chosen, the recovery isn't public. It's not a performance. It's private. It's sacred. And by the time the world notices you're back, you're already ahead. That's what's throwing them off. They expected you to be slow, to beg for mercy, to limp back into relevance. But you returned with vision, velocity, and vengeance in your stride. They called it over. But what they didn't know was, your silence wasn't weakness. It was recalibration. Your stillness wasn't surrender. It was set up. Restoration didn't wait for applause. It arrived in full force, cloaked in your obedience, powered by every sleepless night you didn't quit. So hear this clearly. You're not waiting to be restored. You are the restoration. You're walking proof that the comeback has already begun. Move like it. Think like it. Speak like it. The delay is done. The reset has happened. And the only thing that hasn't caught up yet is them. Let them talk. Let them underestimate. But you move like someone who already received what others are still praying for. Because the chosen don't ask for recovery, they carry it. Number 11. Stop second-guessing. Your discernment is your shield. Now. Chosen one, overthinking is how they wanted you to destroy yourself. Doubt was the virus they tried to plant in your spirit, because they knew once you trusted your discernment, they'd never be able to deceive you again. You weren't slow to move. You were sensing what others ignored. You weren't paranoid. You were picking up frequencies that weren't aligned with your assignment. And now, that same discernment is your defense. Your radar is activated, and your clarity is making people nervous. There was a time you questioned yourself after every interaction. You over-explained your boundaries. You second-guessed your silence. You let people back in because you thought maybe you were being too much. But now you know you were never too much. They were just too manipulative to handle someone who could see past the mask. Chosen ones aren't loud for no reason. They're quiet because they listen beyond words. Your silence is a filter. And lately, you've noticed, certain people can't stand being around you anymore. That's not a loss. That's a reveal. Your energy is doing what your voice never needed to, exposing intentions and repelling anything unclean. You no longer owe explanations. You owe yourself peace. The shield is already on you. It's your intuition, your instincts, your gut knowing. That sudden urge to leave a space, that pull to stop explaining yourself. That's not anxiety. That's protection in motion. So stop second-guessing. Trust what's being shown. Because from this point forward, your discernment isn't just a whisper. It's a sword. And it's cutting through every illusion they once used to keep you blind. Number 12. Don't just rise. Become the proof. They can't deny or erase. They didn't just try to block your rise. They built entire narratives hoping it would erase you. They whispered behind your back, distorted your name, and threw shadows at anything that reflected your light. But here's the twist. Chosen one. You were never rising just to be seen. You were rising to be undeniable. You weren't created to blend in. You were sent to be the walking contradiction to every lie spoken against you. You're not just coming back stronger. You're becoming the evidence, the kind they can't ignore, the kind that ruins gossip circles and exposes every false witness just by breathing in your truth. You're not returning to the stage. You are the stage. Every room you walk into is going to feel it. Every eye that once looked down on you will shift, not out of pity, but out of sheer realization that they got it wrong. Because elevation isn't just about climbing, it's about becoming a mirror. And what's reflecting off you now? It's truth, healing, power, and a story they can't rewrite no matter how hard they try. So don't just rise quietly. Rise loud. Rise boldly. Rise in a way that even the ones who swore you'd never make it have no choice but to watch. In silence. Your presence is the proof. Your peace is the revenge. Your glow up? That's the rebuttal they'll never recover from. And as we wrap this up, remember this. Your rise is not just for applause. It's for impact. You're not here to prove your worth. You're here to embody it. Every step forward you take is rewriting the narrative they tried to control. So walk like the storm they prayed you wouldn't survive. Speak like the truth they tried to silence. And stand like the proof they'll never be able to erase. If this message lit something in your spirit, like this video, subscribe to the channel and drop 999 in the comments if you know your time is now.